In Venezuela, as part of his electoral campaign, the presidential candidate of the Great Patriotic Pole, Nicolás Maduro, was received by the people of the state of Zulia to accompany his candidacy for the elections of July 28th. With a large mobilization, the inhabitants of the municipality of Paraguaipoa expressed their support for the candidacy of the current Venezuelan president in the fight against the blockades imposed by the United States and its European allies. The candidate for the Great Patriotic Pole thanked the people for their support to defeat the actions of the extreme right and promised to continue working for the welfare of the nation. Maduro also recalled the historic battle of the indigenous communities to defend their lands from the genocidal European colonialism of 500 years ago when they arrived to the Venezuelan territory.
Hace 500 años,
500 years ago, colonialism came to all of America. And in this peninsula and in these territories, the people resisted the genocidal colonialism of Europe. They could not eliminate the Guaya culture, nor the ANU. I can say to the world that these 1.5 million white and these thousands of ANU who preserved their lands, their language, their culture, their identity, their spirituality, are an example for all of America of how a brave people resisted and was capable of transcending history.
On the other hand, the presidential candidate for the Great Patriotic Pole reiterated that the historic violence perpetrated by the European colonialism 500 years ago cannot go back to the Venezuela of the 21st century.
We must feel proud of the history we have lived. We must feel proud of our ancestors. Because that gives you a sense of belonging, roots, spirit, strength. What did colonialism do when it arrived in America? There were 100 million men and women in all the peoples, from north to south. In 50 years they exterminated 80 million, and then enslaved those who survived.
At the end of his electoral campaign, the president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, led the inauguration of the Paraguaipoa aqueduct, network and pumping station located in the indigenous Bolivarian municipality of Guajira in the state of Zulia. The president affirmed that despite the sanctions imposed by the United States and its European allies, the potable water restoration project carried out by the revolution will be functional in the next 15 years. Maduro also called on the Venezuelan people to vote in the presidential elections of next July 28th to continue strengthening the country's basic services, which the ultra-right wing plans to privatize if it comes to power.